Another job that's absent from Germany and practically every other country in the world. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kelly again, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about 7 different jobs that exist in the US, but not in Germany. And I'm going to use clips from movies and TV shows to demonstrate those jobs. I actually got to thinking about this topic because of a video I posted a few weeks ago about the grocery store Aldi, and in that video I mentioned the first job on my list: grocery bagger. Some of our American grocery stores employ grocery baggers who do exactly what the job title sounds like: bag the groceries for customers while the cashier focuses on scanning the items. This just makes for a quicker and more efficient checkout process. In one of my newly favorite shows, Schitt's Creek, the character David decides to apply for a grocery bagger position at his local grocery store. And there's this scene that shows him undergoing his job training.
You're getting the hang of it.
Well, putting groceries in a bag is not as complicated as one might think.
Watch the eggs. What did I say?
I said put them in a separate bag.
Quick learner.
Now, as the scene implied, there are specific ways in which these grocery baggers are trained to pack these items into bags. For example, keeping frozen items together, or making sure that lighter items go on top of heavier items, or making sure that you don't overload one bag with too many heavy groceries and so you have each bag pretty balanced, or like in the clip, making sure that the eggs are separate from everything else because they're so fragile. Now let me be clear that not every American grocery store employs grocery baggers. A lot of times it'll just be the cashier bagging the groceries for you, or maybe it's an extra cashier that's helping out their colleague because the store is a little slow with customers at the moment. But this is very much a job that most Americans are familiar with. While in Germany, there are no grocery baggers, and the cashier doesn't bag your groceries either. Customers have to bag all of their groceries themselves, which is actually a bit of a frantic scramble since the cashiers are often scanning faster than you can both bag and pay. The next job is a host or hostess at a restaurant. And the job of a host is to stand at the front of the restaurant. Oftentimes they'll have a little table or podium. They'll greet customers as they arrive to the restaurant. They'll take note of how many people are in the customer's party, and then they will take those customers to their table if there is a table available. The host also tries to make sure that the tables they seat customers at are sort of evenly distributed among the waiters and waitresses that are working at the restaurant because of our tip culture, and to make sure that not one waiter or waitress gets overwhelmed or overburdened with a high number of customers. But ultimately, they are very much the gatekeeper of the restaurant. In an episode of the TV show Seinfeld, Jerry, George, and Elaine arrive at a restaurant and are greeted by the host.
This him right here?
Oh, is there a table ready?
How many?
How many? How many?
All right, 4. Seinfeld. 4. I'll be 5, 10 minutes.
But in Germany, at most restaurants, you simply walk in and choose whatever table you want to sit at, so long as there isn't a reservation sign sitting on the table. Alright, the next job that exists in the US, but not in Germany, also deals with greeting people. That's right, I'm talking about the famous Walmart greeter. Now, Walmart has changed the requirements for this position a little bit, and they've even shifted the job title from Walmart greeter to customer host, but by and large and traditionally, the Walmart greeter is responsible for greeting customers as they arrive to the store. And then as customers exit the store with their purchases, the Walmart greeter will bid them farewell, but also check their receipts in order to reduce theft. In an episode of South Park, the town had a grand opening of Walmart. And in the scene where everybody rushes into the store for the first time, you see the Walmart greeter.
Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart.
And just as inferred in the clip, Walmart greeters are often someone who is physically or mentally disabled, and it offers them a chance for employment that they otherwise might not be able to get. Now, Walmart greeters actually did exist in Germany for a very short period of time back when Walmart opened its stores in Germany. However, due to Walmart's failure to adapt to German culture, partially because of having something like a greeter, Walmart had to close all of its stores in Germany. And so I think it's safe to say that not only do Walmart greeters not exist in Germany any longer, but they will probably never exist in Germany again. The next job is substitute teacher. Now, it's my understanding, and I could be wrong, so please feel free to correct me in the comments and let me know. But it's my understanding that in German schools, instead of bringing a separate employee from outside the school in to serve as a substitute, the teachers who are already working in the school will take turns covering down on the classes for that absent teacher. Now, this would really change the dynamic from what American students know to be the experience of having a substitute teacher, since chances are that outside employee won't know any of the students in the classroom. It's a bit of a movie trope that's founded in reality that some of the students might try to kind of play a trick on the substitute teacher. Maybe they lie about what homework they were assigned so that they don't have to turn it in, or maybe they say, oh, Mrs. Welsh, or whatever the teacher's name is, always lets us read on our own for the last 30 minutes of class so that they can kind of get away with doing less work. Or maybe they'll even lie about their names. There's a really well-known sketch from the Comedy Central show Key and Peele showing Key playing a substitute teacher and assuming the students are playing one of these tricks on him when he reads their name for roll call. And while of course this scene is hyperbolized for comedic effect, Americans can all relate to it because of being familiar with the job of a substitute teacher. Another job that is noticeably absent from German schools compared to American schools is the job of the athletic director. An athletic director is an administrator who is responsible for supervising all of the coaches who are employed by the school and also overseeing all of the different athletic programs. Team sports are a basic feature of an American school and very much embedded in the cultural experience of an American student, even if they didn't play sports. But in Germany, schools and sports aren't intertwined, and so there is no need for a school athletic director. The movie Paterno is based on a true and horrific story about the Penn State University child sex abuse scandal in 2011. The head football coach, Joe Paterno, played by Al Pacino, is fired by Tim Curley, the school athletic director responsible for all Penn State coaches.
You need to resign before somebody does it for you. I raised millions of dollars for this university. I have a staff and a squad that can win a national championship. You want to fire me? Try it.
But in Germany, schools and sports aren't at all intertwined, and so there's no need for a school athletic director. Another job that's absent from Germany and practically every other country in the world is the job of a bounty hunter. Now, each state has its own laws and requirements pertaining to bounty hunters. In fact, 4 states have completely outlawed them altogether. But essentially, a bounty hunter is a licensed private person hired typically by a bail bondsman to go and capture fugitives of the law or criminals in exchange for payment. Probably the most famous bounty hunter in the US is Dwayne "Dog" Chapman, and that's because he had a TV show that aired from 2004 until 2012.
Okay, drop your arms. Drop your hands. Right there. Don't you move. Look at me. Stare in my eyes and relax, okay? Okay, stare in my eyes. You're not staring in my eyes. Relax. What's your name?
James, man. You know
James what? James what? Okay, you're under arrest.
Now, I don't want to get into all of the differences between US and German criminal justice systems because that could be an entire video in and of itself, but simply put, there is no such thing as a bounty hunter in Germany. Another job dealing with our criminal justice system that doesn't exist in Germany, or again, basically every other country in the world, is the job of a juror. Jurors make up the body of a jury, which is charged with the responsibility of rendering an impartial verdict in a court case. Jurors are selected at random, they are screened by both the defense and prosecution attorneys, and then they are required to attend every single court proceeding pertaining to the court case they've been assigned until a verdict is reached or until a mistrial is declared. The intent of having a jury is to protect the accused from an overzealous or corrupt prosecutor or perhaps a biased judge. In many shows centered on our criminal justice system, there will be scenes that include comments about the science behind selecting a jury. In the 2014 movie The Judge, there's a scene where Hank Palmer, a lawyer played by Robert Downey Jr., screens the jurors who will or will not be selected to serve on the court's jury for the trial.
Bumper stickers? Anybody got one on their car, truck, RV? Show of hands. And what do they read? Exact words, please.
It just spells out tolerance with religious symbols.
This scene demonstrates how lawyers will look for specific traits in jurors in order to give their client the best chances of a favorable verdict. In Germany, there are no jurors, there are no juries deciding the verdict of a court case. There are only judges. There are a couple different types of judges, but only judges are deciding the fate of the accused. And for one last job that doesn't exist in Germany, I'm taking you back into American high schools, where some have driver's education as a part of the curriculum and therefore have high school driver's instructors. These teachers do theoretical work with their students in the classroom, but they will also take them out of the classroom and into a car owned by the school in order to do hands-on learning and practical lessons and exams. In the early 2000s, there was a popular cartoon called Kim Possible. One episode featured Kim's driver's education class and her very militant driver's ed teacher. In Germany, driver's education isn't a part of the school curriculum. So there are no high school driver's ed teachers, there are no high school driving instructors. In order to get the required driver's training you need to get a German driver's license, you have to go outside of the school, which is very, very different from what it's like to get a US driver's license. And if you're interested in this topic, I did an entire video all about it. I highly recommend checking it out. It is really surprising how different these two countries approach getting a driver's license. All right, guys, that's it. That wraps up my video. Those are the 7 jobs that exist in the US, but not in Germany. If there is a job you know of that I missed, don't forget to put that in the comments. I'd be curious to read about it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to all of my patrons for the support you've given me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!